Alright friends, well this is the end of our time here at Blackwater Falls. We're just taking the dogs for a quick walk. In this episode though, we are headed over to Bass Pro Shops, and this is kind of the segue into the next thing we're doing, because what we didn't tell you is we're trading the camper in on a 3-person tent so we can just go backpacking all the time. Rachel says no, that's not. Can
you imagine all 5 of us sitting in a 3-person tent? Like,
yeah.
If you thought it was cramped in that, jeez.
But friends, I am going backpacking, and so we're going to go to Bass Pro Shops because I need to replenish some supplies, as I haven't actually been backpacking since 2006. So some things have got lost along the way. So we're going to Bass Pro in Morgantown on our way home. We're going to show you that, and then I'm going to show you the rest of the backpacking gear that I'm taking on this trip. This is kind of the last journey home for the old Wildwood, so I wanted to capture that as well, and it started out not very well because my time-lapse quit about halfway through, so I don't even have it being hitched up, but we'll film a little bit going out of here. If you missed the whole Blackwater Falls series, just check out all the fall foliage down there. That's what our experience has been, and you should definitely check out those episodes. For now, we're just going to take the dogs for a quick walk around the campground, and then we're headed over to Bass Pro Shops. Alright, well what a beautiful drive through the mountains of West Virginia. Now we're here at Bass Pro to pick up some backpacking gear and just kind of show you around the store and see what's here. And after that, then we're headed home, and the rest of this episode I'll show you getting the rest of the gear together and stuff for this trip. So it should be fun. This is just like the aquarium in South Carolina. And this one was free.
But smaller. A lot smaller.
So I'm picking up a couple of these here. I used to have a whole slew of them. I have no idea what happened to them. Those of you who know me know I don't ever drink water. Rachel thinks it's funny. So we're going to get some sort of flavored powder to put in the water. But yeah, this will be that. And I had toyed with the idea of getting a new tent for this adventure. If we do more backpacking, I think I will. I don't have the one I want here, and I don't really want to spend a whole lot of money today, but I did find a tent at my parents' house that I think will work. So you'll see that a little bit here. But yeah, I mean, for like a 2-person, it's $150 for these Ascend ones. I guess that's not horrible as far as like sleeping bags and all that stuff goes. I have all that. So, and I have a good backpack from back in the day. I'm sure there's more comfortable options available now, but I carried it for like 80 miles once before, so I'm sure it'll work just fine for this.
Now that's not an unreasonable price, but I guess you'd have to buy the right kind of water bottle to go with it.
Yeah, and I don't know what that is.
So that leaves...
So it's been obviously a long time since I've been backpacking, but we used to always use these iodine tablets for water, and if I was backpacking a lot, I'm going to be doing this a lot, it'd probably be worthwhile to invest in some of these more expensive options. But I think for what I'm doing, $9 for these is probably the way to go. Alright, so we're in the food section now, trying to figure out what I want to eat while we're there. I'm thinking this chicken teriyaki sounds good, so I think that's what we're going to go with, and we need a breakfast item.
Pretty much the only one you're going to like.
shredded potatoes, scrambled eggs mixed with, you don't have to like add eggs or anything. Yeah. Alright, so breakfast skillet it is, chef in the breakfast skillet. Perfect. I've always wanted one of these, friends, so this is what we bought to cook it on. And the fuel, obviously. That was the main reason I came here, was to get this. Most of this stuff could buy anyplace else, but I do have Cabela's points, so it's pretty much all free. And here's more of our style when it comes to RVing. We carry cast iron with us everywhere we go. My personal favorite method of cooking, but I'm not carrying a cast iron skillet out on the trail. My friends, we're back at home now, and this is Thursday, the day before the backpacking trip. I've got stuff kind of scattered all over the place here in the camper, but this is a little bit of my staging area for this backpacking adventure. So some of this stuff is quite old. The last time this here backpack seen the light of day would have been 2006. And so friends, I'll show you this. It is a Kelty Yukon 2900. Lord only knows if they still make this. It's a frame packed, which I've always liked. It fits my needs a little bit better. You can strap stuff to the top or the bottom or whatever. And I always save instructions manuals for things. So as always, read the manual. But what I was reading in here though is the heavier stuff you want on the top of the pack and the lighter stuff on the bottom. So I got to try to figure all that out and try to figure out how to carry all this stuff up the hill here. So, not the instructions though, we're not taking those. Friends, it is supposed to rain. I don't know whether this came with a pack or we bought it separately, but this is the rain fly for the pack. So, the weather looks good for tomorrow, Friday, but then Saturday, it's probably going to rain on us. But that's okay because I think we're seeing the more exciting things on Friday, so it shouldn't matter. And then this rain fly goes in here. This is my sleeping bag. I don't know, field tested guide gear, ultralight 600E. I really like this sleeping bag, and for backpacking, I don't even know if like something this small exists anymore. I have no idea what temperature it's good down to. I think it is supposed to be a little cold where we're going, but I usually enjoy the cold and sleep better in the cold, so it shouldn't be a big deal. I have a camp pillow. Yeah. I need to find my sleeping mat. So you guys hold on while I go figure out where that's at. Alright, so again, not sure what's available in the world nowadays, but this is a blow-up sleeping mat. It's like, I think they call it like 3/4 length or something, and you get that to save weight, and that was what was recommended to me way back when. I personally would recommend you get the full-length one, because if it so happens to rain and then you end up with a puddle in your tent, your feet get wet with this because your feet are on the ground. And we had that happen. So, yeah, but this was expensive whenever I bought it, so I'm not going to buy another one. We're just going to use what we got. And that seems to be the strategy here with a lot of things. I do have a raincoat because it seems like we're going to need that on Saturday. I was going to buy a new tent at Bass Pro the other day, but yeah, they didn't really have what I wanted, and I didn't want to spend a lot of money on something I didn't want or something I wasn't really going to be using a whole lot. Just conveniently, I found this at my parents' house. It's a 3-person dome tent. I don't know how much it weighs. It's not a backpacking tent by any means, but if it does rain Friday night, it will be nice to have a little bit of space, and it doesn't seem that heavy, and I'm not going to be a sissy, so we'll just carry it. I'm taking a hatchet. You can get a lot of use out of a hatchet in the woods. We are planning to have a campfire, so it may help us there. You can use it kind of as a shovel to dig yourself a hole if you need to, or whatever. So a hatchet's a good thing to have. I would recommend something lighter weight than this, but this is what I carry around here in the camper, and the camper doesn't care how heavy things are. So again, using what we have. So Ziploc bags are a great resource. I have a whole bunch of Ziploc bags. These are gallon-sized ones, and so like everything that you pack, you want to put in Ziploc bags. That way, when it rains, it don't get wet. The rain fly on the pack, it helps, but only so much. So, you know, this was what we did back. And these don't weigh a whole lot, so it's not a big deal. In this one, I have some toilet paper. I'm going to take some napkins in case we need that. As far as clothing goes, I'm just taking an extra of kind of everything. Underwear, a shirt, and an extra pair of pants. And all that stuff. I mean, we're only gone one night, but in case we were to get wet somehow on Friday night, we'll have dry clothes. We've got an extra pair of socks as well. So there's that. We got a pot or a mug or both. I still need tea bags and sugar because I'll make some tea for myself in the morning, Saturday morning. And a spoon, fork, knife combination thing. But you know, back in the day, it was crazy. Like, we took like plastic spoons and stuff, and they were saying like cut the handle off your spoon or whatever to save weight. Just crazy things like that. And back then I was in shape, so it didn't matter to me how much things weighed. And now my goal for my pack is just to make it lighter than William, quieter than William, and a lot less squirmy than William. And then we'll be good. Some pills that I have to take are going with us. A flashlight. You want to make sure you have a good flashlight. Something that's got a lot of battery power. You don't want to just rely on your phone. I'm taking... this isn't normally the tripod that I use for my phone for time lapses and things. This is actually what I've bought recently for the GoPro, to stick it out of the truck windows and get a longer reach. It's got a good long reach, and hopefully I'm getting some good GoPro shots with you. But I'm not taking the GoPro because the GoPro battery will not last long enough to do that. It pretty much has to be plugged into something in order to get power at this point. It's old. So I'm going to use this for the phone for time lapses, and I'm also taking the main camera that you're watching this on right now, but I'm going to take the microphone off so it's less bulky and just use the internal microphone in the camera. So if the audio sucks while we're doing this backpacking trip, that's why. And also I'll be reducing the video quality also because it saves battery life. When I film in like the highest quality, it goes through batteries like crazy, and I didn't want to buy more batteries just for this trip. So there's that. And speaking of batteries, I would like to keep my phone charged while we're on this adventure for video and for cellular purposes. I have this solar powered pack that generally it lives in the truck. It comes in handy for a lot of situations. I use it for keeping the GoPro running on the trail and things like that. So we're going to carry this along with us. I'll probably strap it to the top of the pack somehow so it does get some solar juice, but I'll keep it fully charged tonight, so that gives it kind of a leg up. And then a phone charging cord. Went to Walmart today to get some stuff. I got some beef jerky for the trail. I think it's a good idea to carry some high protein snacks with you. I mean, they're not lightweight, but they are helpful. I told you I do not drink water at all really on a regular basis. So, you know, we got the stuff to purify the water. Now I got some stuff to flavor the water. This is the Gatorade Zero Sugar stuff. They didn't have any like regular Gatorade. It's all the zero sugar. So I don't particularly care for the bottled zero sugar Gatorade, and I don't know if this will be good either, but it is what it is. It seems like the flavor packets for things are for like people who want to be healthy, and you know, I just want to enjoy my drinks. I don't really, yeah. I'm taking some chocolate because you gotta have chocolate. There's not a whole lot of M&Ms in there. I would not recommend carrying around an entire 1 pound bag of M&Ms. That seems like something that's kind of absurd. This is almost gone, so but it'll be enough for what we're doing. And then some popcorn. This is from Bedford Candies, so it's kettle corn And popcorn is kind of a lightweight snack, and so I figured that would be 2 bags of that. And I think everything else, you know, you've seen when we got it at Bass Pro. So we got the fuel, we got Nalgene's, the stove, the snacks, some carabiners, and the water purification, and all that stuff you've seen already. So there's that. Now, oh, and I don't know if I talked about these yet. These are fire starter cubes. You get these at Walmart. They're cheap. I always keep a box of them in the RV, and that's how we start our campfires normally. And Bill was saying he was worried about getting a fire started, so I'm going to take these. And a lighter I need to find somewhere. I think it's in this drawer right here. And a real backpacker is going to carry matches, but this lighter's pretty small and lightweight, so it should be good. Yeah, this might be heavy, but that's okay. We're only going like 5 or 6 miles the first day, and then, you know, it's a loop, so like 5 or 6 miles out or something. I'm not too worried about the weight. Just don't be a sissy, I guess. And going along with that, yeah, so Bill suggested that we go fishing. We're camping along Minister Creek. You know, this rod is not a rod I would choose to take backpacking, nor is it probably the rod that I would choose to fish at Minister Creek. It looks like a smaller stream, and I would want like a 3-weight, like 7 or 8 feet rod. But the problem with my 3-weight is it's a 2-piece, so there's no way to carry that around backpacking. This is a 9-foot 5-weight, and it's a 4-piece, which still isn't what you would want for backpacking. You want like a 6 or 8-piece or whatever. They're only like this long. I'm not really a backpacker, so I don't have the right stuff. But we're gonna go fishing because I haven't gone fishing in a long time, and it's a priority for me. And this is obviously going to be way less stuff than I normally carry around fishing. Yeah, I think we've about covered everything here. This exercise is helpful to me because hopefully now that I've gone through all this stuff with you, I've remembered a few things that I probably would have forgotten otherwise. So that's good and helpful and all that stuff. If there is something that you recommend that a backpacker take with them, please leave that down in the comments, because I would like to know. It'll be too late for me, because this video is being filmed here in October, I guess it is. Just a few days after our Columbus Day weekend trip. And Lord only knows when this will be posted, probably like February. So yeah, that's where we're at. I'm going to get all this stuff put together and put it in the car, and that's it. Alright, well, it actually took a good bit of doing to get that in there, so I wasn't able to quite film it all for you. But in spite of what the instructions say, the tent's got to go at the bottom. That's really the only place for it. But I think I've got most of the heavier items up here. The only things not in here right now are a couple of batteries for the camera and water. But the water bottles are in there. Yeah, it doesn't feel that heavy, so I think we've accomplished our goal of being lighter than William. This pack is also better built than the one I carry William in, so now we just got to see if it'll fit in my car. You guys never get to see the old Chevy because we're always towing the RV, and unfortunately, sports cars don't do that very well. See if we can't get the backpack in the trunk of this thing. Friends, I would say that's a success. That's a wrap for this episode. We will see you bright and early in the morning. That'll be next Thursday at 5 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more adventure.